Welcome to Past the Chickpeace, a space to promote healthy, happy, and compassionate living by sharing the science of nutrition and the power of plants. If you're interested in nutrition information, healthy living tips, and delicious whole food plant-based recipes, this is the place for you. Today, we're going to be making some healthy and simple raw chocolate chip cookie dough. This recipe is healthy and simple because it's composed of whole plant ingredients like chickpeas. Chickpeas are a wonderful source of nutrients like protein and fiber, as well as trace minerals like manganese, copper, phosphorus, zinc, iron, calcium, just to name a few. Now, let's stock up on the ingredients we need. First and foremost, we'll need a can of chickpeas. That's about 1 2/3 of a cup. We'll also be using 7 medjool dates, pitted and soaked to ensure they're nice and soft, as well as 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla bean powder. You can also use vanilla extract. Lastly, we're going to need 2 tablespoons of raw cacao nibs. Alternatively, you could use 2 tablespoons of dairy-free dark chocolate. At Past the Chickpeas, we recognize that everyone is at a different place in their health journey, and so are their taste buds. For those who aren't yet accustomed to the natural flavor, the natural sweetness and saltiness of whole plant foods, we include alternative ingredients that can be used to create recipes that are still healthy, but that may closer resemble some of those more traditional flavors. Now let's dive into this super simple recipe. First step is to thoroughly rinse those chickpeas. Next step, you're going to place the chickpeas, dates, and vanilla into a food processor and blend until smooth. Make sure you scrape the sides and continue with patience. We'd like it to be as smooth as possible to truly resemble that cookie dough texture, and this may take a few minutes of blending and scraping. It's important to remember though that the texture will be a little bit different ultimately because we're using beans as a base rather than flour. Of course, this is also what gives it so much of its nutrient potency, so it's definitely worth it in the end to have a dessert that we can actually feel proud of eating. Lastly, once you have the consistency you're looking for, something nice and smooth, then you can add in those cacao nibs and fold them in with a spoon gently, or if you would like, you could pulse them in a few times, but be mindful that we don't want to break up those pieces too much. We want them to be intact like chocolate chips. And that's it. You've got your raw chocolate chip cookie dough ready to be eaten. You can also store it in the fridge for a few days or in the freezer for a few weeks. You can of course enjoy this all on its own, but it's also fun to eat this with a bit of banana ice cream. If you're curious about making healthy plant-based ice cream, check out pastthechickpeace.com. You can also visit us if you're interested in learning more about nutrition or if you're interested in some healthy living tips. Feel free to connect with us on Facebook and Instagram as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to support the mission of Past the Chickpeace, I encourage you to give it a thumbs up and to subscribe. Past the Chickpeace is just getting started, and with your support, we have the power to change the planet, one plate at a time. So let's pass the chickpeas to promote healthy, happy, and compassionate living.